Hello everybody! Welcome my friends to a Just Pay Shipping unboxing. We haven't done one of these in a long time, and that's partially because the last one I did was a mystery box in which I acquired this knife right here, which is the second of two of these that I have. Decent blade, yes, but I was kind of hoping for something else a little more interesting because I already had one of these blades before. So, I've got the box right here, and this one, yes, I know for sure is another knife, so it's not really a blind one like the last time, but I'm hoping it'll be a knife that's just as good as they advertised. So I figure I'll crack this open, we'll take a look at the knife, and then maybe I'll do a follow-up, and in which I do a few tests on the knife to see if it's as good a blade as they say. So, let's see. Oh, that didn't open cleanly. Good thing I got this one on this blade right here. Alright, so let's give this one a little slice. I will say this knife does cut well, so I'll give him credit there. Alright, we've got papers, catalog for some other stuff that they offer. A few things here and there that look mildly interesting. Put those aside for now. Subject is right here. Blade Mystery Box. I don't know why they wrote that on here when I already know, or I really have an idea of what the blade's going to look like. I don't know. Alrighty, so let's give this another little slice. See if we can find a spot right here will do nicely. Oh, there we go. Well, the box is in decent shape, which is a plus. Here we are. That's more like it. The Inferno Knife. Alright, let's open it up and see what we're dealing with. Very nice. Got a little card right here. Love the design. And here is the knife, my friends. On visual review, just like they promised in the blade, in the description. Oh, that's never a good thing. It's a little temperamental. There we go. Flip open isn't very good. Then again, some knives I have in my collection, you have to mess around with them a little bit just to get the spring to actually do what it's told. There we go. So yeah, design-wise, I love the skulls. I love the fire. I love how it goes out onto the blade itself. It's partially serrated. It's very useful. And single edge, which I expect. We'll compare it to this knife right here, which is, well, it's not serrated, but it's a similar angle. Blade's a little bit narrower. This knife's a little bit lighter, although it does not have a glass breaker or seatbelt cutter, which is something I would like to see in a knife, because I find those things very useful to have, even if hopefully I never have to actually use them. This, I feel, is more of a display piece than a practical blade. Not really liking the fact that I only get this. Oh, of course, now it locks now. It's not as quick an opening as I'd like to see, because if you really need the knife, be fast, you'd rather have it do something like this. Opens a lot faster. So that, I will say, with this knife is a little disappointing. And the feel of it in my hand doesn't feel as good when I'm holding it. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a good grip. Not one of my favorite knives, definitely. But, like I said, I feel it'll make for a good display piece. Box-wise, very well packaged, very well padded in there. Knife was in good condition when it was delivered, which I am happy about. Although I feel they could have done without this, but it's probably because there's another promotion they're doing that. And they probably just do that for all their knives. Although it didn't, the packaging is better than my EvaTech blade right here. No padding at all. But I don't mind that as much because this is more of a practical knife, which is my personal preference is something more practical. So overall, not one of my favorites again. Although I will say it was better than the mystery box that I ordered the last time that brought me this knife. So can't all be bad. But that's going to do it for now. I will see you all next time.